What's up, guys? Welcome back to Whisky Website Wednesdays. This is episode 75. My name is Meira. I am the social media manager at Outsite the Box. I'm joined by Walsh and Jonathan. You can tell we are in a different event space today. We are at the Bicycle Club, which is one of 5 event spaces that Berkeley Events owns. So Walsh is going to take it away.
Yeah, so we're here. We wanted to kind of, as we have our anniversary event coming up for the Hippos, we've been really doing a lot of soul searching, of course. It's always a very deep discussion, but we've been kind of trying to think of how we go about choosing venues, and we wanted to maybe talk to an expert who has 5 very, very different venues and talk to them about how we'll go about, how someone should go about picking a venue for a certain type of event, because not every event is the same, and certainly not every venue is the same. Of course, we're drinking too, because hey, what's life without drinking? Today we're going to be trying some Manhattans. If this goes well, this might be one of the featured drinks at our next event. Who knows? If it doesn't go well, then you won't ever see us anymore. I'm going to coach Meira through making this because we're both novices at this. But let's start off with you, Jonathan. Do you want to just kind of tell us a little bit more about this venue before we kind of get started?
Yeah, great, thank you. So very excited, first of all, to be part of Whisky Wednesdays. So really pumped about that, and I hope Meira's Manhattan skills are better than what I've heard. But Berkeley Bicycle Club, we're at right now 504 Jarvis, is part of the Berkeley Events venue. So we have 5 venues across the city. You probably know someone who's gotten married at Berkeley Church. The Field House is a big draw, really, really positive place. It's probably the only place in Toronto where you can have a tree house, a river, and really have a great time in downtown. So very, very cool. We've got Maquette, which is sort of a central themed at Church and Jarvis, and then we have Airship 37. So, which is just at the foot of the Distillery District, Parliament Street, great industrial space. So we market these venues for private events, special events, and weddings, of course, media launches, product launches. We're at the Bicycle Club. Everybody loves the Bicycle Club. It's an old Gooderham mansion home, historically, as you can see, preserved, and it's a great backdrop for any sort of corporate event, holiday party, things of that nature. So very excited to have you guys here today.
Thank you for having us. What's this called, by the way? Is this a dingle hopper? A doohickey?
A doohickey. Let's
It's
call
a
it a
doohickey,
doohickey.
right?
We'll call it a doohickey.
So Meira's going to get started on this Manhattan. It's actually a dry Manhattan because we're using a dry vermouth. Some people like a perfect Manhattan or just a regular old Manhattan. We're trying the dry one. But while she does that, I'm going to just get on with it with Jonathan. I wanted to ask you about, if someone comes to you, say they have an event. They don't know what kind of venue they're looking for, and they know you have 5 different venues. What's the first thing you ask them?
So, I mean, there's some very basic things, right? Like the venue has to have the capacity for your group or your intended group. And sometimes people don't know exactly what it is. So if you're going to pick a venue, make sure that the venue you choose has a range, because as your guest count might go up and down, you have to make sure that, oh my goodness, suddenly I booked this room for 150 people and now I got 200 people coming. What am I going to do? So it's not the type of stress you want. So make sure the venue has the flexibility to accommodate your guest size, because it might go up, and on worst case scenario, it might go down. So, you know, you don't want to have you and your friends hanging out in a basketball gym size room. Kind of dampens the mood a little bit. Regardless of how many Manhattans you might be serving that day, you know, it might go awry. So pretty straightforward capacity, and then you gotta, ultimately your venue has to fit the feel and the theme of your group. Like, what are you trying to achieve? Is it a corporate summer party?
Okay.
You know, does a venue have an outdoor space? Do you have the flexibility to move around? Is it all one location, or like at the Bicycle Club here, it's got multiple sets of floors, so you could. This is almost like a whole house takeover if you took this space, right?
So what would be a typical event that would suit this specific venue?
So definitely holiday parties, because it's very classical, and you can just sort of come in and you barely have to do any decorating for this particular space.
Okay.
So we do a lot of holiday parties that way. We do a lot of product and media launches. So we've had Martell Cognac, like liquor companies love this space. We've had escape rooms built into the little nooks and crannies of the building. But then there's that person that wants that sort of traditional feel wedding too, because it has that opportunity to really transport you right back as much as you want. Keep going.
Ice, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry.
Ice.
Ice, and then 2 dashes of bitter in here or in here?
All the liquid and then
In-
the ice,
okay.
stir, and then you go.
Ooh, all right. Sorry. Okay.
I mean, we can't go too wrong with this. I'm pretty sure, right? So
You know, I don't
eventually
know.
we'll fit in the glass. We're okay.
I
There's liquor in there.
I've never done this before, so.
Because the
And
Manhattan's got to be nice and cold, right?
Right.
All the ingredients have to be really, really cold.
Yeah.
So.
I think the first time I actually tried in Manhattan was in New York. So they are particular about even how you order it. So Perfect Manhattan is actually, I think, a mix of dry and sweet vermouth. It has both, and then the regular one has the sweet vermouth, I think.
Right, it's gone very cocktaily, I think, over time.
Yeah.
Right? So that's probably where people are start blending it,
Yeah.
almost like choosing your ice cream and what toppings do you want on it. Right?
Yeah,
This is like the adult ice cream store.
It
You know,
is,
let's
actually.
pick what we want and customize it how we like it.
It's my second time bartending, so.
No, that's okay.
Well, first time went well. I'll be honest. At the office, we asked her to make us all old fashions after she made it that first time, so it was delicious. Okay, that's kind of a good idea for, I guess, someone who's starting an event. So say, I know you said you have a lot of weddings, right?
Yeah.
And
certainly do.
between the weddings, for example, in these kind of venues, I know you've mentioned there have been weddings at multiple of these venues. How do you go about? Is it just capacity that you go about choosing for those?
I mean, sometimes all of Berkeley's venues are all unique.
Uh-huh.
Like they're not like, oh, I have the same look. Like it's not like a square box banquet hall.
Yeah.
Our places are shabby chic. They're a little bit industrial. They're all really different. So really, it suits the style of the people that are getting married or the style of the event.
Mhm.
If your company or group looks for a sort of cool space with a patio and a crazy Airstream bus in the background, hey, we got one of those.
Mhm.
You know, so it really fits the mood of the people. Definitely, if you love indie music,
Mhm.
you'll relate to our spaces.
Yeah.
And the church is huge. It's a great spot.
You've had concerts there too.
We've had lots of concerts. Bare Naked Ladies have been there. I mean, there's been a bunch of different concerts there.
Mhm.
So, and there's a concept potentially coming back with an idea called Berkeley Live, where we could potentially host more live events there, because it is a great space for it. We get charitable auctions there. I think we have a rugby rumble wrestling thing going on soon. Like you name your event, and we've
You
got the
guys have
space to fit it. So
That's
it's not too
amazing.
difficult. Yeah.
In the time you've been here, if you can think back to all the events that you guys have held, right? What's probably the most unique one that you've seen? The way they use your venue versus what they were looking to do.
I mean, before my time here, so I've been marketing manager for Berkeley for just over a year now.
Okay.
And I think, to me, there's been so many really memorable events. We have lots of great companies, like Spotify did a launch here.
Wow.
At the church, HBO and Game of Thrones Season 4 did the launch in Canada
Oh
there.
my
So
God.
they transformed the church into Winterfell. And
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, absolutely.
Did you
yeah.
have anyone from the show come?
Yeah, there were the 2 stars. So the actors, forgive me, name
Jon
drop.
Stark?
No, not Jon Stark.
Jon Snow, wow.
Jon
Oh my
Snow,
God.
Jon Snow.
Jon Stark, wow.
Yeah, no, Bran, the actor that
Yeah,
played
Bran.
Bran, and Hodor were both on the site for
Really?
that particular event. So
Okay.
great opportunity. At Airship, where we are, I don't know if we're teasing.
Yeah, no,
next
absolutely.
so when you guys are hosting your 4th anniversary at Airship 37, we also had Doritos did a release of their Heat chip.
Oh,
or
really?
I don't know how to describe the
Did
nachos.
Did they want to come to our anniversary?
Well, they
Did you come?
had Chef Maddie Matheson,
Yeah.
and they brought in like molten lava to cook steaks. So I'm not
Wait,
exaggerating.
what do you mean? Like,
But yeah, literally, he poured molten lava from a device. They had people doing it and stuff. It was all about the heat,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he cooked some steaks with the heat from the molten lava. So
That's
it
insane.
was pretty crazy. So you dream it up, and we can do it.
That's
all right,
amazing.
we're calling Doritos. Cheers.
I
Thank
hope you
very
guys
much.
enjoy.
Yeah. thank
Hopefully
you.
I made it correctly.
Smells nice.
Mmm.
Very nice.
Is this how it's supposed to taste?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dry one's supposed to taste like
Okay.
the sweet one, obviously.
Yeah, this is a classic, so it's not like a cocktail with, sugar on the top
Yeah.
and big umbrella. It's a classical style.
Definitely different than old fashioned. Like you can definitely taste the
Yeah,
difference.
the old fashioned has a
Yeah.
citrusy flavor.
It's my
to it.
first time having a Manhattan, so not bad, I would say.
Yeah, very good. We did well.
Thank you.
Good job.
Excellent.
So what can we expect in the future for Berkeley events? Like, are you going to do more event spaces, or what's kind of like the next year or 5 years looking like?
Yeah, so right now we have a real focus actually on, we're doing a corporate summer party theme. So barbecue, s'mores, Muskoka Field. So we're transforming the field house into a Muskoka themed place for you to host your summer party.
Awesome.
So skewered watermelon, barbecued, whatever you need, chicken skewers, barbecuing, ribs, all that type of stuff is available. So we have sort of two packages that we're pushing right now, sort of a camping one and a glamping one, which is a little bit higher end, right, for that. But that's the great thing about here. There's so many things that we could work with. You can diversify your offering to people and just make it exciting for them. So that's our big push for the summer.
Okay.
So if you have an organization and you want to have a summer party, we have the best place for that in the city for sure.
Nice.
And then really focusing on our reach out to the corporate market. So we do really well. You can look us up online, berkeleyevents.com. We've got a pretty good following when it comes to our reach to the internet and types of venues, and there's a lot of history there. But our corporate opportunity is where I'm focusing on from a marketing perspective, how to expand upon that and how to bring more events to the corporate world. We have an excellent kitchen. Our food is excellent. Our chef caters to all of our events, so we do all of our own food.
Yeah.
That way we know it's to perfection each time.
Yeah.
But really that's sort of it, is getting the name out in the corporate world, inviting people out. We sometimes have open houses and things of that nature just to let people come in and, sort of that try before you buy type
Of course,
but yeah, that's our main focus is keep doing our best to make sure that we're throwing great events, be it a wedding or a corporate event.
Have you guys always done the catering for all your stuff, or is that more of a
Always, yeah.
Always. Yeah, because I wanted to mention that. That's actually a pretty cool...
I mean, Berkeley has been in... I call it Berkeley's been in the love business for over 20 years. I don't know if that's somebody else's line or not, but I'm just tagging it myself right now. But we've been doing this for a while. And so we know weddings really, really well.
Yeah.
And we know how to cater to the corporate needs too. Corporate needs are different from weddings, right? Well, if you're getting married, you're planning, a year, 2 years out. Corporate stuff's like quick.
Yeah.
Next week, you got space, I need to book it. You know what I mean? So,
but they also
we can
sometimes, the corporate needs to always sometimes almost transform your space as well, right? You were telling us about like some venues where they kind of like shuttered everything, they had lights everywhere.
The escape room.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's always that flexibility to do that. And your event space is, if you want to choose a place that has that flexibility and that they can clearly show that they're adaptable to that and not just say yes, but really there's no evidence that they've been that adaptable. So we can be a blank canvas for whatever your thought is for your theme and your design. Or if you need help, we do have coordinators as well, so we help with that. You're not alone when you come. It's not like, okay, you book the space and now I got to figure it all out.
Yeah.
We do assign someone to you to help you, help you choose the menu, all these sorts of things. So you're not alone in that regard. It's not like just booking a hall and then, when you're planning an event, right? As you guys know, you plan every month, right? There's a lot that goes into that.
Of course.
So how do you, make sure that all your ducks in a row? Well, we don't leave our customers alone. We'll help them if they want it. If they don't want it, that's fine too. But
Which is kind of why we chose Maquette 2 months ago, because it was such a great space. It has 2 floors and everything. And then we wanted to do something a little bit different. And Airship has the flexibility to have a lot of booths and sponsors and stuff, and space for what we want to do. Maquette does as well, but it has a very different vibe at Airship as opposed to Maquette.
Yeah, it's got that classic sort of champagne style maquette, right? It's really cool that way in its layout, some funky design. And then the Airship is like, it's like an industrial cool spot. There's a big air bus. If you guys come to the next event, you'll see there's a big bus and a patio. It's great at night. And it's a more flat sort of open space, so everyone will get the depth of all the groups that are there. The second floor sort of split up the maquette date. I think it worked well.
No, I think it was
a lot of vibe,
beautiful.
Energy.
We actually got some great feedback from that event as well. We had a lot of people tell us, hey, you guys picked a really beautiful event last time. Are you guys going to go back? When we were kind of evaluating spaces, whenever we are, like just to add on to the points he talked about, a location is important for us. In the sense that we know where our demographic is. Like, so if you're running a networking event versus, a wedding is different. People are going to come for you regardless of where you kind of hold it. But if you're running an event for lawyers versus if you're running an event for a general crowd versus artists, like you want to pick an area where they might be able to reach, frequent, transportation is easy. And for us, we found that our demographic exists and likes to come to the core of downtown Toronto. So that's why a lot of our events are in that kind of space. And so location is huge for us. Of course, we like to have unique venues. Like he said, for weddings, you don't want to, you could easily go with a box banquet hall, but you could also pick something different and unique. And what we like and we pride ourselves on is picking kind of unique venues, I think, over time then. And that's kind of important to us as well. And then, of course, once we started talking to Jonathan, looked at all these spaces, we knew there was something there that we can do with every space. Every space has its own personality. Like he was mentioning about the field house, there legitimately is a tree house and a little tiny stream/river. It's actually like it blew my mind. And of course, this is actually my favorite venue, just because it just makes me feel like I have to have a whiskey here and just sit down and chill out. Yeah. It's such a beautiful venue. So those are kind of things that we look for. We're gonna go into more details about specifics that we're looking for, whether it's numbers, whether it's layout for the fire code, whether it's layout for the sponsors, which we'll do in a different video that's also coming up soon. And that one we're gonna kind of feature more of Airship, because that is where our 4th anniversary is happening. Make sure you guys come out because it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be our biggest yet. It's an anniversary bash, so we're giving away stuff. We're gonna have alcohol to purchase and food to purchase, sponsors. It's just gonna be beautiful.
I'm excited to have a Manhattan signature drink at the anniversary event. I think that's something that would be great to do.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you're picking a venue space, make sure it's memorable, right? You're building memories for your corporate party, for your launch, or for your wedding, whatever it is. But pick a space that you feel comfortable in, right? And that is going to add to the memories, because everyone's coming. They're all going to remember that day.
Yeah.
And so just choose a spot that feels right at the end of the day. Don't settle for, odd things just because this had this and this had that. If you feel comfortable in the spot, then, pick it. And don't worry about the cost.
Well, I mean, that's a perfect note to end on. We'll put the links below. We'll also put Berkeley events website below as well, so you can check it out. Of course, you know us. We're Whisky Website Wednesday. You can check us out at the Hip House as well. Again, it's May 16th at the Airship, 4th anniversary. There's a lot of extra cool stuff, so make sure you get your tickets. And we're actually running out fast. Like, it's not a tactic. We're literally running out of space like really quickly. So make sure you get your tickets on Eventbrite.
Did you guys enjoy my Manhattans?
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay, perfect. I just need that boost on my ego. If you guys have any questions about your marketing strategies as well, be sure to email us at think@outsidethebox.com. Thank you once again, Jonathan, for having us. This was amazing, and we absolutely love the space.
If you want to inquire about any of our venues, you can email me at info@berkeleyevents.com, or just check out the website and it'll get to me.
Yeah, we're going to link everything for Berkeley below here. Over there. With that being said, thank you again, and we hope you guys have an amazing day.
Cheers, thank you.